and it's great that I encourage more girls that if things happen that they don't feel right, to speak up, man. And I feel like the hip hop community will rally. I see everybody rallying towards these victims, and it's really dope.
Why did you move to Vancouver from Toronto?
No, I didn't move to Vancouver from Toronto.
Okay.
I moved from Toronto to Asia in 2012.
Oh,
I went to
wow.
Hong Kong. It was because I went on a trip to I went to judge a jam so long ago. I don't even know where I went. I went somewhere in Asia to judge a jam, right? And then I judged a jam, and then this neighboring city in Asia found out I was in Asia. So to save costs on the ticket, they were like, "Oh, you're already in Asia. How about I change your flight and you come to my city?" And then I was like, "Okay, I'll do that." And then another city found out I was in China, so then they switched my ticket again. So I was out there for like 3 weeks, and all 3 weeks I judged. So
So
they just,
you a pretty big deal in China, man?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess, but I was like, I was judging these jams, and I was like, holy shit! Like, then I come back, and I was like, yo, like I was making like really good money. And back
Hmm.
then in Toronto, I was just kind of teaching classes and running practices. And I
Right.
was like, yo, maybe I should take a leap and kind of just go out to Asia, make that my home base, and then kind of just travel around. Because I don't think it's that I was a big deal. I think it's more so that there's a lot of people in Asia. Like I remember I did a workshop in Asia, and then the studio owner was like, "Oh yeah, like I'm so sorry, I booked your workshop during a holiday, so not many people showed up." And I was like,
Mm.
"Oh, it's okay, no problems." And I went upstairs, there was like 50 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just because over there
There's
there's
so many people. They're expecting
there's,
like 1,000 people.
there's so many people there that even when there's not a lot, it's like 40, 50 people. Whereas 40, 50 people coming to a workshop in Toronto would be insane. You know,
Right, right.
so
You talk about four or five, right? That would be like, oh, nobody came.
yeah, 4 or 5. It's just a different mentality out here. So then I decided to go out there for a little bit, and my fiance came out with me. And then when I was in Asia, I got so many opportunities. I taught at a university um, for a year as a dance professor, and
Hmm.
I did some tours in Japan. I went to Korea and Singapore. I met so many good peoples, and then 5 years later, my wife decided like she doesn't want to live in a suitcase no more. So we're traveling a lot, and she kind of want to just have a home base and build something solid. So we decided to move back to Vancouver because that's her hometown. Because she was with me in Asia for so long, she wanted me to have a relationship with her family and come out to Vancouver. So yeah, I've been here since 2017. Uh, I wanted to move back to Toronto a few years ago, but then we had kids, and so the kids kind of just kept me kind of stationary here for a little bit. Hopefully, I still have plans to move back to Toronto in a few years. So
Me, I wanna move to Montreal. That's where I want to move.
Montreal's a dope city.
It is the dopest. I
How,
mean, no disrespect to Toronto or Vancouver, but man, I'm rocking with Montreal all day, and twice on Sunday. But like I was looking, and like the average home price, or I don't know if it was the home price or home value in Vancouver is 1.2 million,
it's crazy. It's
and then well, Toronto was 1 million.
it's crazy, man.
I was like,
Yeah.
how? Because I was doing the research. I was like, how is puzzles? What? I was like, did puzzles hit the Canadian lottery? What is he doing up here?
I was really lucky because I was actually I feel super blessed because um my father-in-law has two houses.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he has two houses. One is about an hour and a half away from Vancouver, and he does farming. He farms out. So when I moved here, he basically gave me a house with my wife. So I'm very
It
blessed.
must be nice, man. Must be nice.
Bro, if I show you this house, I can't believe it. I live in like such a big house, man.
I mean, even if it was a small house, I mean, it must be nice just to have somebody who can just be like, oh, you can have this house.
Yeah, it was really dope, man. I'm like really thankful. Like it's dope. I can't complain.
Word.
Like, yeah,
So
super
how?
lucky.
No doubt, man. So how? Two things I wanna touch on, and they're both kind of about family. The first one is your immediate personal family, wife and kids. Um, how has that been? Raising daughters. Being married. There's a whole different responsibility when you're raising a family than when you're not, and you don't realize how different that is until it's time to do it. So how has that changed you as a man as you transferred into being a father, husband, so on and so forth?
Actually, I loved it. It's hard. Like twins is hard, man. The first 3 months was like a war zone. I actually I actually switched my mentality. I treated it like it was a battle where I have to go get it, man. It's tough. You're running on like an hour sleep. You're stressed. Because I'm learning to be a father for the first time, but I'm dealing with two. My wife got a C-section, so the first week and a half she was recovering. So I feel like it was all me, and it was really dope because it made me realize that everything else didn't matter, and I really put things into perspective for me, where I can move forward with things, and if it doesn't work out, I'm okay. Like I'm not afraid to try stuff. Like I'm not afraid to fail because I know it. Like I know what I have. Like what matters to me, And my girls and my family made me realize that it's like now I think of myself last. Like before, like I would go to practice. I have to practice. I gotta get better. Now, I only practice if I have some time, if I have some energy. If I don't, I'm trying to do projects to support my family. Like I'm trying to play with my girls. I'm trying to hang out with my wife. And yeah, it definitely puts into perspective my life, and then what's important to me, and it definitely made me approach dance at a more fun way, which and when it's more fun, it makes me dance more, and when I dance more, then I get better. So it kind of trickles down. So yeah, it was tough, but I feel like after I had my girls, I can go on Survivor, and I'll dominate. Like I cannot eat, I don't have to sleep, I can function, man. I'll be
Right.
fine. I can do those obstacles, and
Right.
yeah, I'll be fine, man.
I know the feeling, man. I do. And like to anybody watching this, man, I'll say this about being a dad and having a family and stuff is like there is no jam on earth created that provides the same feeling, even if you win the jam, as walking through the door after work and your kids running up to you and just the excitement in their,
Uh,
you know what I'm saying, the excitement in their eyes and their voice. Like nobody's ever cared about you like that, you know what I'm saying, and just been so in awe that you've walked through the door, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying.
man. It's the little things, Like
Right.
I find so much joy in my daughter saying oopsie after she farts or something. I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's so dope. So
No doubt.
yeah,
Word.
it makes me take other things not so serious,
Mm-hmm.
which is good for me.
No doubt. No doubt. And the last thing I want to talk about, excuse me, which is also like kind of related to family. And I want to do a stop and chat about it. And stop and chats are something a little different, but the the importance of the crew in breaking. I personally think that the importance of the crew has been dumbed down in the era of the 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3. Like, there was a time when you needed like 10 people or you
Yeah,
needed 5 people. You know what I'm saying? Now you could realistically go through breaking and have every breaking experience just about by yourself.
by your
You know? So, in your opinion, being in a crew, a big crew, an important crew, a legacy crew, um, what is the importance of that bond between the fellas? Or even if you have B girls in your crew,
right.
just the crew, you know what I'm saying, that can't be replaced in 1-on-1 and 2-on-2 and 3-on-3 era.
Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely on another level when you're with your crew, you know. Like like I still like I said, like I'm still with like 416 Hertz is basically half of the old Supernaturals, and we always talk about the good times we had, just pushing each other, talking crap. Like we talk about going on road trips, but the highlights are the times you spend in the car cracking jokes, you know, or after the jam in the hotels, building with other b-boys. And you know, I for any b-boys that haven't had a tight crew, I really encourage them to find like-minded people and build and push each other, because those are special relationships, man. Like when I first found out that I was getting married in Vancouver, yo, my first few thoughts that popped into my head was, yo, if I can get my family to come to Vancouver, if I can get few guys that I grew up with from Pickering and my crew, I'm good, you know. That's how highly I thought about crew. It's just because you go to battle with these guys, you know, and I know it's not like going to war or anything serious like that, but you do go to battle with them, you know, like you do trust them. Um, if they mess up, you most likely won't win, you know. Like
Right.
back then, like, you know, you get a crew battle. If one guy messes up a round, it really does put you back. And you put that pressure on everybody, you know, and you feel that pressure. You got to go out there and you got to do well, but not for yourself. You got to do well for your crew.
You
It's
got to
really
pick your
dope, man.
brother up. Yeah.
It's really dope, man. And you know, you get those times where like you see a crewmate kind of hanging his head. We won the battle, but he didn't do a good round. And then you know you need him for the next round. You go up there and you put his head up and you give him a talk. All that is crew shit that I miss, man. It's all the little stuff, you know, like, and then the after parties, you go hang out together, the road trip back. And it's stuff that I always feel like young b-boys and b-girls got to experience. Like a crew is kind of like a fam, you know, you fight, you know, you don't agree, you come back together, you don't see each other for a while, then you have the crew gatherings, and you know, some of it gets lost, but I always feel like hip hop comes in circles. Maybe now is the generation of a lot of one-on-ones, two-on-twos, but I feel like full crew battles will come back in time, just because you know, there are big crews out there. It just needs the certain like right atmosphere for people to pull off a big crew battle.
Yeah.
It takes a
And
lot more work. It takes a lot more people.
yeah, yeah. And while we're on it, shout out to Mike the Cure from Knuckleheads Cali, because it was him when I interviewed him, and he shared his crew videos with me. And I remember I was watching those videos that he shared with me, and I got that feeling of like, wow, man, like so many people don't get to experience this crew vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like you're watching the video and you're seeing them in their battles, you're seeing them like outside the battles, how they interact with each other. And I'm like, if you're just rolling dolo and you're just like, yo, I'm the BC1 champion, you don't get to do that. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
can't be BC1 and have these experiences. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Well, now
Or
we got those BC One All Stars. Like they kind of like a crew, but I don't know how the feeling is. I don't think you can ever replicate an All Star crew with a
right.
real crew vibe. You know,
I
like
don't either. Could you
yo,
imagine if all of Supernats back in the day, or even 416 Hertz today, if you guys were just all over the world
yeah,
from day one? Because remember,
yeah,
like the Red Bull team, they've never lived together.
yeah.
They've always been in their own cities. But I will say this, Maka, and I don't know why I keep referencing her, because I guess she's relevant to what we're talking about. She says she does have that crew feeling with her crew.
You know, and some do. Like I when I started battling with Flex Flav, you know, I had that crew fight with Morris, like right off the bat. That was like my dude, and we would just start going off battling, just me and Morris sometimes, you know, and like sometimes you do feel that crew vibe. It just depends on the person. I know when I did all those B-Boy World All Star Team gigs, I didn't really feel the vibe. You know, it's really hard put a bunch of people together. And I kind of like, I'm not a performer. I have to go off of feel. And if I don't know you well, then I kind of have to kind of have a vibe or something, right? And I find that it was really hard for me to pick up vibes off of a team that I don't really know, you know?
Because
And
then you're forcing it, right? You have to force it, and it's just like,
yeah,
eh.
you're forcing it, and then you know, you usually go to these jams like the day before the battle. You fly. You're too tired to kind of build. You kind of like you kind of just meet them kind of at the spot, and you want to like create magic and go there and battle. And it just didn't really happen for me. I never really felt right in any of those teams. It was hard, but I always respected guys like Morris or Kareem that could do that. That kind of just could be on any team, go out there and just perform and do well. You know, it was something that I kind of really struggle with. Like when I go out there with people that I'm not familiar with, if the music ain't right, if the vibe ain't right, like I'm kind of like lost sometimes, you know. And you know, and sometimes I feel like I give myself that excuse where like instead of um like going out there and just going at it, maybe I would give myself an excuse, oh, I'm not feeling the vibe, like, you know, it's just not me. So then I kind of like give myself a reason that if I don't do well, maybe I'll be okay with it. So you never know how it is. Like now that I'm older, I think back, maybe that's how it is. But it was hard for me to catch a vibe with people I didn't know. And I was always more gung-ho with crew, you know.
And you know, to your point, shout out to the people that can find the vibe, because that's a skill. Like to force a vibe and
Yeah,
just be like, I don't care if I know you, I don't care if the song is whack, I don't care about anything. I'm just gonna do my thing.
just think,
Like, you know, hey man, shout out to y'all. So before we go,
they taught me through another kind of energy. It was more like aggressive hate kind of thing.
oh
But
yeah,
when I first met Ness, like he was so humble. Like he was just like, yo, I know who you are. Well, let me take you upstairs and let me show you some, you know? And I took that with me ever since that day, you know? So ever since that day, if anyone asks me questions, if anyone wants help, sometimes if I see a guy that didn't even ask me for help, I would be like, oh, you know, you can do this better if you can maybe just learn this way, you know. That's all. It's all my Ness. It's all me being humble and being able to reach out and
for more quality content from Beyond the Cypher with Illskillz, don't forget to press the like and subscribe buttons. Let us know how we're doing in the comment section, and to make sure you don't miss anything from the channel, smash that notification bell. We appreciate the love and support. Peace until the next episode.